You know what that is? Discipline. Selfish.
No joke. We're legitimate.
Let's fucking do this. Then do it. Do it 100%, because I'm trying to.
We recognize that we are limitless.
You gotta be a champion to become a champion, right? Winning is a habit because we create habits that lead to good execution and success.
Good evening and welcome to the Coaches Show, your source for high-level insight into the incredible sport of paintball. This is the show where we break down the game of paintball with the people in the sport who know it best. And we've got two of the best tonight for you guys. Welcome to episode 85. Is it episode 85, Ryan?
84.
85, episode 84. Great year, by the way. I'm Coach Mike Bianca of San Diego Dynasty, and next to me on the screen is my friend and co-host, Coach Ryan Gray of Red Legion. Tonight, we'll be discussing the upcoming Lone Star Open to be held in Garland, Texas later this week. And in order to do so, we're going to be joined by two legends of the sport, Shane Pestana from the LA Ironmen and Kevin Bredthauer of Tampa Bay Damage. The best teams in the world will be battling it out for valuable World Cup points. And we're here to break it all down for you. All right, so we're going to talk about the new bunker sponsor. I'm not sure if anyone noticed, the state of the pro division, what's happening in Semipro, and of course, the coaches will give their picks for the 10 pro teams you may see playing on Sunday. So stick around. This one is going to be packed with insight, predictions, and a look ahead at one of the biggest events of the season. A lot of people don't realize that the fourth event it's kind of important. I'm still on like 4 hours sleep. This episode is brought to you by Max Sportswear. The season is beginning to wind down. Do you know who will be your soft goods provider next season? Check out Maxed ASAP. And BKI, the best knowledge in paintball. You can find what it takes to be a pro by the pros. Sign up is still open for the Texas Coaches Clinic, but you may not get a book. Right? Because if you're signing up now, you may not get a book. That's okay, though.
If you sign up tonight, I'll make it.
Oh,
I got them
there
right
it
here.
is. Sign up is in the show description. Hey, quick FYI regarding our upcoming episodes. Next Thursday, we'll have the Lone Star recap, right, after the event. The following Monday, we'll do the show for Paris and Nations Cup. Hopefully, one of our guests will join us again that evening. Did I mention the Coaches Clinic for Lone Star? If you haven't signed up for the Coaches Clinic, you may not get a book, but if you sign up tonight, you might.
You will, I promise.
You will. Again, you'll find the sign up in the description below. All right, man, let's hop into it. I can't wait to see our boys.
Bring him in. Welcome, Kevin Bredthauer, Shane Pestana. What's up, pals?
How's it going, gentlemen?
All right.
Oh my!
You ready to rip?
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Layout's fun.
Yeah, that's funny. Let's start right there. So let's talk about the layout a little bit, and then get thoughts, of course. Like at first look, right? The snake. Again, I like to call it the hot girl in the dark club. We see the snake, right, and we're like, oh my god, we're going to be able to just pound down that thing, right? And then you start playing it, and you're like, all right, the lights came on. It's not so hot anymore.
Yeah. Right.
It's like it's pretty good, but a lot of stuff has to happen to make it really good, right? It looked like the tempo. We saw a lot of games stolen on the Dorito side, high tempo over there. So yeah, I think it's interesting.
Interesting is a good word. Fun's not necessarily one I would have used, but Shane, I want to pick your brain about that. And I don't mean that derogatorily. I mean that like fun. You know, when you first look at it, you're like, okay, pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. There's some complexities in here that a lot of people need to understand. And I would call it a complex field, which can make it fun.
Absolutely. I think you have options, and that makes it fun for us. And then I think you're rewarded if you can, set the pace. The thing is, just like every field, I think it's going to slow up, like which we've all kind of saw over the course of the weekend. But I feel when you're rewarded for offense, I think it's a fun layout. And I've always felt that way. So, if you can get, to those key spots and make it happen as a team, it's, the cards can fall pretty quick for the the bad guys. So I
Yeah.
think that's fun. You know, so
Yeah.
we'll see. You know, I think we had a good look with damage this weekend and the Wrecking Crew guys. So, you know, we'll make a run at it. Always fun for me. So because I don't have to go out there and crawl that long ass snake. So you know. So
SK, what are your thoughts with the new look damage and a couple of new acquisitions with Mouse joining your group?
I think it's good. Like, I mean, obviously this is a big snake, so I think having depth there will really help in most teams, especially if it's extra hot in Texas, which I'm sure it will be. So no, it's going to be chilly.
It's beautiful.
Actually, it's supposed to be good. It was hot this weekend in Texas.
We'll see.
Our shoes weren't melting off, but it
Just
was
FYI, in Dallas this weekend, it was 76 degrees on Saturday, and on Sunday, yesterday, I think it was like 81, 82.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Perfect.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
In Houston, it was 96 and 98.
That's a really far. That's far.
I know it's far, but,
It's 5 hours from Dallas.
but still,
It's far. Like I know on the globe, it's only this far.
Yeah, but no,
right? But in
listen,
real life, it's far.
everything's bigger in Texas.
right. Yeah.
Same state.
It was absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous, and the weather looks like it's going to be mid 80s, low 90s all week. Yeah, Casey Harris did say Friday it was 96. That was the hottest day we experienced the whole time we were there.
Yeah, I heard San Antonio got rained on hard.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Anyway, all
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so new bunker sponsor, Plano Tortilla Factory, which is Mark and Jessica Johnson. That's their restaurant. They have their food vending there at the event. If you don't get it at the event, support them because they're supporting us. So make sure go check out Plano Tortilla Factory while you're in town. It's right in downtown Plano. Excellent breakfast and lunch. I've been there for both. Breakfast tacos are absolutely amazing. So yeah, new bunker sponsor. So thank them for helping out the league and the pro division. So overall standings, before we kind of jump in, Mike mentioned in the introduction, event 4 is critical, right? It's a big deal. And this year, for the top and the bottom, a lot of things have happened to make the top of the division really tight and the bottom of the division really tight. So Paintball Fit, Red Legion, 16 points apart now with Dynasty chasing by, I think, around 50 points. Edmonton Impact is still in there, but
63
100, yeah,
126 points between fourth place and first.
Yeah, 126 points off the leader. So, but tight in the top 3. It's pretty close. And then down at the bottom, NRG Elite, New York Extreme, and Leverage have made it a race down there. With Leverage, winning a game at the last event, taking 15th place instead of 20th as they have done the prior 2 events. They've made it really close. So there are only 6 points to separate the bottom 3 teams. So for them, this 4th event is huge to get out of the relegation picture going into World Cup with double points. It's a big deal.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those teams going in the cup where you're sweating it. You want to have a little cushion. So they need to put a couple W's together this weekend coming up for sure.
Well, I think they are sweating it. I think you have to be sweating it, right?
Yeah,
when it's that tight at the bottom like that, you're sweating this event, right?
No,
You're
they
sweating.
have to. They got to perform. They got to go.
Yeah.
Totally.
Looking at the brackets, it's going to be tough on them. It's going to.
And the teams coming over from Europe are no joke, right? That's the other thing. I think Dynamite came over last year not really knowing what to expect, got stung. The teams that are coming from Europe this year, they're all good, really good. So I think the brackets at World Cup, other than the one, unfortunately, that has the South American team in it, and I'm sure they'll be fine, but probably not, right? If we're just being totally forward, that bracket is going to be a little soft. So if one of these teams ends up in that bracket, they do have a leg up, right? Just out of luck, they have a leg up. The other 2 are going to have a challenge because those European teams coming over are tough. Yeah, Skinny always talks too much. We try to get him to shut up. Shot Theory, Shot Theory says Skinny is talking too much. Give someone else a chance.
You know who Shot Theory is, right?
Yeah.
Ryan forgot to mention that I already qualified in the top 4. So my team did. My European team.
Breakout
already
spot,
in.
right?
That's right. Yeah,
Now, they won it before though, Kevin, and they didn't come.
Oh no, we never won. We were in second or third, I think, a couple of years. But no, this year they're coming.
Right?
And they'll actually be in the top 8.
Oh well, whatever. You know what I mean. And the special bracket, the little bracket. Yeah.
It's a little bracket.
Yeah.
The cool kids.
The good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Breakout Spot played. We're going to talk about that in just about a week and a half.
Yeah.
And they played absolutely outstanding. Congratulations to you and your group there in Europe. That was what a finals match, right?
Yeah.
And to play an attrition team, and I don't want to dig too much because we're going to talk about this later, but to play an attrition team that's really struggled to find kind of an identity, right? They've played sort of an up-tempo style. They played the slow style, and they've really just not been able to put it together. And Big Tom Guest comes in, from Ironmen, and really kind of was like right away the missing piece, right? They're killing guys off the break. The communication improved. I think Tom Guest, we've been talking about him all year. He's such a clutch guy. He comes in and just slid right into a role that group has obviously needed, right? Put all the pieces together. I mean, they've been struggling to make Sunday. Yeah. And then to show up at the championship event and really kind of cruise right into the final match. What a finals too. Wow.
Oh yeah. Could have went either way. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a finals match.
Adrian,
I think Adrian was surprised he made it to the 50 snake, and it was just like, all right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go.
If you haven't watched it, and you can because it's on YouTube for free. So if you want to watch that, watch it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Thank you to Black. That one down. Yeah. Thank you to Black Red Studios for that awesome film.
Love
so
those guys.
Good. So good. All right. Well, let's jump back into this one.
Good to hear Chris Kurtz. Chris Kurtz says I'm in for the clinic. Thank you.
Yeah, just got your registration, and I've already made you a book.
Yep. So and I got a phone call from somebody earlier said that he'll meet us there and pay cash. I went, okay.
All right.
That's still go sign up.
Just don't tell the IRS.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about semi-pro, and then we'll jump into the brackets. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Little different story in semi-pro where BR Factory is in
commanding
control. Yeah, they're in control. They're up 28 points, 27 points on Wild Side Distortion. They're up 31 points over New York Wrecking Crew. Now, keep in mind, double points does make a difference. However, all of these teams qualify for the top 8 right away, right? So you don't have that opportunity for a big jump. BR Factory wins this event. They're going to be really hard to not be the champion, right? Really hard. LA Collision's kind of right there as well, and that's kind of it, right? Jesters is there too, but it's they're 40 points apart, so not quite there.
Yeah, those top 4 teams, it's a battle. It goes either way whenever they meet each other. It's a coin toss. I think those top 4 are pretty much guaranteed, especially with this layout. I know Wrecking Crew. I know Bear Ridge. I know LA Collision. I think this layout's going to be good for all 3 programs. It's going to be a knife fight. It's going to be interesting to see.
I'm excited for Distortion.
I heard that Distortion was having there was a separation or something. I had heard rumor. We don't do rumors here, I know, but I'd heard that there was something about their roster they lost some key players or something to that extent.
Don't they always?
I
feel like this is iteration 8 of Distortion.
Yeah, it's true. So
yeah,
it's a valid point. But if anyone knows in the chat, let us know.
Let's break this down. Skinny, you want to start with A?
Yes. Oh, bracket A. Yes. So the brackets Fit, X Factor, Hurricanes, Diesel, and NRG. So I mean, I think we'll start with Diesel just because there's just a big continuity change. Like they lost 3 players. I'm not sure exactly who they added. Maybe some of you do, but I just think losing 3 guys and I mean, they have other good players, but their depth obviously gets hurt here. Mm-hmm. So I honestly don't expect a whole lot from them just because of that. Just a big change, I really think. Energy, I'm not sure either. I don't know. Did they lose any guys? I thought 1 or 2 went to X Factor, and is that right? Or no? Or
no, Energy or AC?
Energy.
Yeah, Energy cut a few
guys, but they didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
But they have picked up Devin Stewart for this event.
Okay, from the Texas, what was the Outlaw? Or, I can't remember.
Well, Devin played with Heat. Devin played with
right.
Yeah,
so he played with NRG last year.
Yeah, he did.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't expect a huge change. I mean, they've been tough, but like they just always find a way to screw up the game at the end. Like they're fantastic at getting penalties, like at the worst possible moment.
They're this year's Uprising.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's a great point. That is a great Hurricanes. I mean, obviously they have like this is what their 4th tournament without Mike. I really do think this has nothing to do with Mike, but it takes some time for the teams to adapt to their coach and those coaches to adapt to their team. Mm-hmm. So I think it's about 4 tournaments when I see like switches change with teams. So I really think that should help them a lot. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I guess this is the Battle of Texas division too, huh?
Yeah.
X Factor. Who did they add? They added someone, right?
Silos.
Silos.
I believe Nico Hyde too.
And Nico.
Oh, okay, so both. Right. Okay. So I mean, I think they've been pretty good all year. Like it's just the one day on, the one match on Sunday or whatever. Like, was that 2 tournaments ago when they beat up Fit really bad and then lost really bad on Sunday? That was 2 tournaments ago.
Actually, like 2 tournaments ago, they got mercy ruled by Houston or by Paintball Fit at the last event. They beat them in the prelims though,
and then lost to them.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, so I was like, what happened there? Like, I mean, like that was very odd to me. So, yeah, I mean, so and then Fit, obviously they've been very consistent all year and right there, and they have a superstar coach that I'm now better friends with.
Casey's a great dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, to me, like, I mean, Fit is probably, at this point would be the front runner in this, and then X Factor, and then Hurricanes, Diesel, and NRG in that exact order. I don't think there's a huge surprise here.
Yeah. I have some thoughts about this bracket simply because, Fitz, first in the series for a reason. Look, they've proven time and time again, they're the team that knows how to win. They are as academic as they come, and they put in the work. They've earned every single bit of their success through hard work and sweat equity, right? They have to be favored here. They're in this bracket, though. I feel like there are 2 anomalies, right? The Hurricanes. It's that, to your point. I mean, you made a perfect point, Kevin. That 4th event, right? They finally got that rhythm. They've got that flow. Though those 2 coaches are very familiar with the program. Justin and Maddie are good dudes. They're familiar with the guys. They know the guys really well. I do feel like you also have to add the fact that they have newfound financial capability, right? The question is, does that translate into winning, right? They've proven they can win without funding. It'll be interesting to see what they can do with it. So the other anomaly, I think you're right, is Diesel. They pick up Jacob Keck and Tyler. I think it's Spice or Spice.
Yep.
Keck's a former semi-pro player from Struggle, and I believe he plays with Mark in the ICPL 10-man, AC Empire, I believe. So he's probably already familiar with the system. Spice is from the AC camp. I believe he played with AC Dallas back in the day. And so he's been in the system with them previously as well. So we'll see. I think I heard Greg Pauly's coming back, and he's going to be calling the shots, and Mark Johnson will be back on the field. I'm not familiar with how the suspensions are working. I know Mark is suspended for a couple of matches, and I think is it Clint that's suspended for 2 or 3?
No, Mark Johnson is suspended for 2 matches. Mark Baginski is suspended for 3.
Mark Baginski. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, X Factor's picked up Silos, Nico Hyde, another weapon. By the way, Silos with X Factor, another weapon that will be a key element on this layout. So, yeah, I think your breakdown's absolutely spot on, Kevin. So,
Shane, any thoughts?
We went and practiced fit a few weeks back, just a non-layout weekend, got together and grinded with them for 2 days. And it doesn't surprise me they're leading to everything. They're legit. They're a well-oiled machine. They're, like I said, just complete package and good dudes. I mean, honestly, they're great guys, great team to go practice. And, but they are for real. And that's why they're on top. Them and X Factor have been going back and forth this whole season, and that, they beat them in the I think X Factor beat them in the quarters last event by 1 or whatever it was. It was closer to 3-1 or something like that. But that matchup right there, I think back and forth, it could determine who they face in the next round, because I believe both of them will be coming out of this bracket, the way I look at it. And then with the Canes and Diesel, you just, the Canes are solid. They're a great team. They can beat anybody on an even day. And Diesel, you just don't know. You just don't know what you're going to get. They got a lot of change, mid-season change now. We're hearing, that last event was rough on them. I talked to a few of them after, and it was really hard on them. And then the Energy guys, they've been a tough out for everybody this year, but man, what a tough bracket for them and we always say tough bracket. I was looking at the brackets this event. I feel that there's no bracket of death. They're all equally tough. Like, they're equally balanced. If you look at it, for some reason it just worked out that way with the draw. I don't know. Maybe it's always that way, but just for some reason it seems like all 4 brackets are really equal to each other as far as how tough it's going to be for all the teams out there. So, I don't know. This is fits the team to beat, and they're the champs for a reason. So we'll see. Kind of way I like it.
Yeah. So 2 things. One, I totally agree with you that there is no bracket of death. I just happened on the flight home from Paris, Kevin Fillers of Major League Paintball just happened to be sitting next to me, asked me that very question, and I was like, hey, by event 4, it's kind of like where the teams are is kind of who they are, right? Like, by now, there's very few surprises, right? Like, there may be some moving pieces, that kind of thing, but the reality is, like, you kind of are where you are. 2, everything you said about Paintball Fit is 100% correct. I'll get there in 1 second. So I'll start at the bottom. NRG Elite, they're in kind of a do or die situation. I do like the addition of the Houston kid. Sorry, I went away from it. Yeah, Devin Stewart. I like the addition of Devin Stewart. I do think he adds value to them. And they were kind of missing that one spark, right? Like, they're in most of the games they're in. They just figure out how to lose. AC Diesel, agree. It's kind of a mixed bag. I do think that Jacob Keck kid is a stud. He played with NYX at World Cup last year, played meaningful points. He was incredibly solid. I've watched him play 10-man with them. The kid can play. He's a good player. Tyler's been out for a long time, away from the professional scene. It'll be interesting to see kind of how he, if he can kind of come back in and get used to the tempo again. But I'm sure he can. But I do think, Mark Baginski's, he's one of the best players on that team, if not, between him and Clint Johnson, if not the best player on that team. So that's really, really painful for him being suspended for 3 matches. He'll basically come in for their very last match of the event. Possibly, right? Possibly. The Canes, they have lost a player. I'm not going to air all that, but they have lost a key player. I'm high on the Hurricanes just because I love them. I think all the men on that team are fantastic humans, and I think they work incredibly hard. Like Mike said, we'll see what they can do with some financial support. But on the other side of that, I'm kind of nervous about what they'll do with it, right? Like, will they understand the new responsibility of the financial support? And it's no longer really your team, right? You now have somebody who's kind of able to call some of those shots, and that may make things uncomfortable. We'll see kind of what the energy is in and around their pit before and after games. I think it'll be interesting, but I hope it works, right? Like, the reality is I want them to do well, and I hope it works. I think the pickups San Antonio X Factor made are huge for them. I think one of the big key missing pieces this year for them is when LJ left and went to Chicago Aftershock, the attack on the Dorito side isn't as relentless with Cody Bayless. I think Cody does a fine job over there, but I do think they have been missing a key attacker on the Dorito side. Nico Hyde adds that in spades. I mean, that dude is always attacking. So I like the pickup. And I think Silos, when it is more of a counter player, who let things set up in front of him, but makes amazing counter moves, right? Who runs down, changes games. I love both of those pickups for them. I think San Antonio X Factor got better. Paintball Fit has a very skinny roster going into this event. They're going to play 6 guys. They only have 6 guys on the roster. So Johnny's hurt. But I'll tell you, the 6 guys that they're playing are absolutely outstanding. We had 4 good days of paintball with them, Thursday, Friday, even Wednesday night, but we really just did some kind of fun points. But really Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man, we went back and forth. It was back and forth the whole time. We would make adjustment, they would make an adjustment. We would make an adjustment, they would make an adjustment. It was absolutely one of the best workouts we've had. And the facility is amazing. It's amazing. So, yeah, it's my thoughts. Yeah, I agree. Mike is making a lot of noise.
It wasn't me. It's whoever's in Kevin's refrigerator.
It's my roommate. Yeah.
I just sent him a private chat, and I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
Casual call. It's not me.
Right.
It's the refrigerator guy.
I know.
So the power, they lost internet at Die, so Kevin's joining us from home tonight. So obviously there's going to be some chaos in the background. So, all right, bracket B, Mike, you're up.
Oh yeah, okay. So, all right, I like to go backwards. So, Aftermath, 17th in the series. They beat 2 teams this year, Diesel and Sea Dogs. Sea Dogs end up returning the favor, however. This team has talent, but consistent and solid execution has just eluded them so far. This may sound odd, but I think this is a team that seems to be in search of an identity. Their gameplay appears to be sporadic. Some may argue that playing different styles is adaptation, but this doesn't appear to be adaptation. I like these guys. I have friends on this team, but it appears to be more like flailing and, throwing a bunch of punches with no real method or intent behind it. I hope to see them break out this event. I'd love to see them do well, but it was working for them last year. They kind of had developed somewhat of a style, like a risk adverse style. And that has shifted. And I'm not sure if that was the right shift. I don't know, but I like that team, and I'm this is a tough bracket for them. Uprising 15th in the series, great start to the season, but a steady and almost drastic fall off. 7th, 10th, and then a 16th. This is a talented team that does have an identity and a great structure, right? They really built well. Moments of brilliance followed by bad time stumbles. But they're always dangerous, right? I understand they've lost, I think they lost Meiderman, which will hurt them on this layout. I have no doubt though, with a roster, I think of they've got like 10 or 11, even with Meiderman gone. They'll have talent in the wings waiting to step up, but they're an anomaly, right? They're an enigma, really. So we'll see what happens with Uprising at this one. Ironmen, Shane, 10th in the series, tied with the Hurricanes, by the way. You're both listed as 10th in the arms race. Almost the flip of Uprising, right? They've gained ground every event and crawled into the top 10. It's not always about how you start, but how you finish, right? They finished 12th, 11th, and 10th. They're moving the needle in the right direction. Solid performances from Tom Guest and Henry Sense, but now getting performances from Antetomaso, Baldwin, with the loss of our friend Jerry Carroll, rest in peace, brother. I understand you might even have a new pickup, but I'll let you talk about that. The men find themselves in a tough bracket, but I think this is going to be a good test for them. And again, always dangerous, right? Houston Heat, what's with seventh in the series. Great event in Cincinnati, taking their first top 3 in some time. A slip up in AC, and what I would call a familiar finish, so to speak, at the season opener in Tampa, right? I think they got like 3 fifth places the year before, and then they opened with another 5th. So we got to scrimmage them this weekend, and they look strong early on. I have no doubt they will be a handful for any team they face at this event. Moorhead, Dizon, Monville, Mishka, Chad Jordan, all look rock solid. And it's good to see them firing on all cylinders. But keep an eye out for this young Saldana kid. This kid, he was looking good. So keep an eye on that one. It was fascinating to watch that guy perform and grow. And of course, Red Legion, 2nd in the series. I hate to say it, but I feel like this layout is tailor-made for you guys, Ryan. This is a field about setup and trades, right? Scouting will be key in order to beat the Russians. That's all there is to it. They're going to be meticulous. They're going to be relentless, and they're going to be fast. On a layout like this, they have to be the one favored in this bracket. So look for Red Legion to really go after it. That's my breakdown.
Good.
So
SK?
I agree with a lot of the stuff Mike said. I mean, we played the Ironmen, so obviously I got a first-hand look at that, and I thought they were playing the field correctly, and especially, more importantly, correctly with the guys they have. So, like, I think Tom has been playing fantastic, like, not only for attrition, but also for Canada. Like, he played awesome for Canada. Like, so, like, that was like kind of a surprise pick that they ended up. I think they got 3rd, or did Mexico get? They got 3rd, yeah.
Canada got 3rd.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that alone, and yeah, I think they're headed in the right direction, like Mike said, and I just like the way they played, and yeah. So Uprising, I'm not really sure. So they did lose Ironmen, or they didn't?
that's what I heard. Yeah,
They did. Okay.
confirmed.
All right. Well, that's strange, but and then I don't really I haven't seen a whole lot of any difference. It's just sort of like which bracket they're in, and that's kind of how they end up, I feel like. Legion, I think this could be a good layout for them, but I'm not sure though. Like, I mean, the snake is kind of tricky. So, like, I think that depending on how they ended up playing it is the Dorito side, they're going to be fine. The snake side is, I think, the tricky part. And I'm just interested to see if they play it differently than I think they will.
Yeah.
So, Aftermath, I'm just continually disappointed in them, but.
But you're close with those guys. So.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I tell them personally this is not news to them. So yeah, and I mean, as a local team, I'm especially disappointed with them. But I mean, maybe they'll turn it around. I don't know. Maybe they'll adapt and change some things to make it give them better opportunities. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Shane?
I'll just talk about us because everyone, out of respect to their teams in our division, I think they're all legit. I think anybody could beat beat each other in this division. Obviously, the Russians are the team to beat right now. They've been on a little roll lately. As far as our concern, we're in 10th place, and honestly, that's about where we should be. We've been kind of a 500 team this year, and so we've talked about this. And where do we go from here? Do we stay stagnant and still be this 500 team, or do we take the next step and start making some runs into Sunday and playing deep into Sunday afternoon? And that's obviously everybody's goal, but that's definitely on our mindset and, our ultimate goal, where we want to be. We did pick up Carter Donaldson from Damage, dropped him, and we picked him up. He's going to be a great add, especially on this layout for the team. The guys are excited about it. I'm excited about it. He played really well this weekend, and that was a tough situation. He leaves Damage and comes to practice with us, and he had composure. Because we're playing against Damage's formal team. Some guys get taken a little too personal. He didn't. He just went out there and grinded and, did his job, which all I can ask of guys. So I thought that showed, maturity on his part. And I'm getting to know his style. And, I think he's going to be a great add to her, especially like Kevin said it earlier about depth on this field, especially on that snake side. And if it's hot, like it was in Florida this past weekend, that was brutal.
Nothing's that hot.
we all melted out there. It was hot. It was really hot, But I think that he's going to be a great add. So for our team, our mindset is, I'm tired of being complacent. I'm tired of being 500. The last event we go 2-2 and squeak in. Okay, we'll take it, and I was happy for it. But in the same breath, we were in a lot of matches that we gave away. We should have been, 2-2 is not acceptable. I love to make it. You just got to make it into the dance to Sunday. I understand that, but I have bigger expectations of my guys, and the guys have that on each other. They've been working hard, and we've been grinding. So hopefully we can make a run this weekend. So, and we'll see. It's a tough bracket. We're gonna give them all we can handle. So, and the Russians Russians and Hita beat the brakes off us this year in previous tournaments. So, we like to give them a little bit of taste of their own medicine. So hopefully, that's all I got. Yeah.
Well said.
I want to point out for coaches that are listening, the humility and honesty in what you just heard, and take note of that, because that's rare. That's rarefied air when when a coach takes that kind of accountability. And, Shane, that was awesome, that laying it out there the way that you did. I love it, right? Like, you didn't make a bunch, people make a bunch of excuses and nonsense. You didn't do that, right? You just, here's where we are. That's because that's who we are right now. And now we got to have a gut check. Yeah. Got to have a gut check. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. So I'm with Kevin. I am going to talk about the other teams. I'm with Kevin. Aftermath just continuously lets me down. Like, I send Grayson text messages after tournaments, and I'm like, hey, what the hell is happening? Like, you got to explain some of this to me, because I don't get it. Like, you guys are very talented. You're constantly underperforming, and a little bit like NRG. They're in matches a lot of times, and then throw it away at the end. They almost beat us, and I think it was Atlantic City, like, went to overtime. Just they kind of find a way to lose. So Uprising, I'm ready. I'm hopeful for a bounce back event from them, that they play really well and kind of answer some of the questions that are sort of out there about them right now. Shane, your guys played so well at the last event. Like, I was shocked that you went 2-2. I thought for sure you were you guys were a 3-1 or even a 4-0 team, and how disciplined a style of paintball that the Ironmen played at the last event. I was incredibly impressed, and I agree with everything too that Mike said in his in his brief about you guys. Like, the amount of productivity you were getting out of, not just the two guys that are normally your mainstay guys, in Henry Sense and the tall kid. I always forget his name. Tom. I always forget Tom's name. It's terrible. He's one of the best players in the league, and I constantly flutter his name. But from those two guys, you got a lot of production from a lot of guys, and it really, like, it seemed like it didn't matter kind of the combinations you put out there. They just kind of picked up right where the necks left off, and really excited for the growth of your group, and I think this is a big event for you guys. Houston Heat, I mean, I thought they played, other than the tempo that they chose to play at the last event, which I thought was just silly slow. I think they look great. I think going back to kind of their main roster guys and only throwing those other guys in kind of when it's necessary, I think was a big deal. I think getting those guys back into rhythm with one another will make it easier to add those 1-2 guys in here and there, right? Like, but let those long tooth monsters play.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see them kind of do that again. And then as far as, us, we love the layout. We think it's great. We're really excited about how it plays. Our tempo is still about 138 to 140 and against a team that traditionally plays a very disciplined style. So we're really happy with it. We think it's great. We love kind of the opportunity that's in front of us, with Fit being as close as they are. I know the guys are really hungry. So excited for the weekend.
That was your average time per point? 130,
140.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
138 to 140.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Quit laughing. I know what you're thinking, Shane.
We had some 38, 40-second points.
We had a few like that fast, but it seemed like my guys were all dying off the break. So I don't know. It wasn't very fun. We don't like those ones. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You should people on the break. You'd get a 53 on the break here. Yeah. It's going to be a relative
fast
point.
Right. It's fast. Yeah. I mean, 3 guys can pull back at 3-on-5.
They can.
We saw that too. It can absolutely have it. No. Chris, he can write whatever he wants. I'll give him whatever data. With us, our mentality is we're going to come in with 4 to 5 plays and they're going to be really, really good. And you got to figure out a way to beat them.
Right. And Chris, all it is I just take notes. Why wouldn't I take notes from 3 of these guys? Right. If you were talking to me, I'd probably take notes from you as well. I'm a note taker. I like to remember things. So I think anyway.
Bracket C, that's me.
All right. Let's hear it.
All right. I don't like that I got this bracket, but I had to take it because you 2 dorks are both in it. Well, like Shane and I are in the other
not
one.
A dork? Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, he and I both were in the other one.
Yeah, Shane and Ryan are they're not dorks, Kevin. We're the dorks.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't love this one. I don't like it just because I want to be kind, but leverage, it's going to be hard to be kind, right? They've won one game, one match all year long. They just look completely unprepared most of the time, very almost bewildered. I do think it helps, obviously, getting their best player back, who I understand was at practice all weekend, which is fantastic. And Infamous is right there too. Like they're kind of like what we talked a little bit about Aftermath. They're just doing better than Aftermath, right? Incredibly talented group, coached very well, funded well. Practice really hard, go to the events, the night the layout hits, they're all wherever they're going to practice. They stay through the entire time. They get 4 to 5 days of really good practice. They just can't seem to put it together. I don't know if it's communication things or understanding, all the different shots or layout or what it is. They just seem to struggle when they shouldn't. Right, against teams that they shouldn't. Was it 2 events ago? They lost every single match by 1 point. Yeah. Every match by 1 point. So they're just kind of like they're right there. It's just those little nuances that I feel like Infamous is missing. I do think there's a great layout for them. I think it's a great layout for them if they play the way I think they will. Baltimore Arsenal, a little like kind of all over the place. I feel like Arsenal, I watch them play sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, these guys look like they could win the tournament. And then I see them play other times and I'm like, who is this? What is happening? So I think I do think the add of Kyle Spickett is big for them. I think will help with the brain side. I do think he will help Chris Jansen really put more meaningful plays together. He's an incredibly intelligent guy, also a really good player. Right. So they've added some depth to the roster with Kyle. I'll be interested to see what they look like with Kyle. Right. I do think he makes them better. Again, off the field and on the field, I think he makes them better. So maybe he'll create some a little more consistency with them, right? When he stepped into the player coach role with AC Diesel, him and Mark, kind of in a combination, they look really good for a couple of events, right? They look really good. So we'll see how that works. Tampa Bay Damage, again, really excited to see what you guys look like with Mouse. I think that's a huge add for you guys. And I think you need it, right? Tampa Bay Damage sitting in 8th place, I would consider that to be underperforming for a group like yours. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys kind of look like on this one and what tempo you're going to play at. I think maybe, and I kind of shared this, I think on the post-event show, I think you guys chose a tempo too early that was too slow on the last layout. Tampa Bay Damage style normally is we're going to get up 2-3 points, then we're going to, hit the brakes. I don't really feel like at the last event you guys played that high tempo to get those 1-2 events, 1-2 points, and then hit the brakes. I think you guys kind of hit the brakes too early. So I'm excited to see kind of what changes you've made there, SK. And then San Diego Dynasty. I want this team to be around the last place of this pool because they're so close to us, and I need them to be further away.
Now I know why I'm the dork.
They're coached pretty well. Obviously, amazing veteran leadership. Got to spend more time in Paris with Ryan Greenspan, who I'm just, incredibly impressed by every time I get to spend time with him and the way his brain works. Just a really special guy. I think Arturo's maybe playing the best paintball I've ever seen him play. Seems to be more in control of his body and his gun than he ever has. I don't know how he snap shoots. His head doesn't even come out of the bunker. It's a really weird thing there. I also think that Harrison Fry is on an absolute tear. So I think we'll probably see the same San Diego Dynasty we've kind of seen all year. I think they'll be incredibly dominant. I do think that the Damage Dynasty game may be the best game of the prelims, but we'll see.
You want to go first, Kevin?
I can go. I think I totally agree with Ryan on the one part of us, like my team underperforming. I think like on the one hand, we added some new guys and that makes things take longer, right. But that's really up to me, not them. So I think there's reasons we haven't done as well. Like some of these games we lost by like 1 point or an overtime. Like I'm just like, this sucks. Like, but at the same time, it's good because then we decide, like Ryan said, I think we did play too slow, and we've talked about that, and I think that will change. So I think that alone should make us win those 1 point games or whatever. I mean, we certainly have the talent. Let's see. I mean, I think Ryan did a good job of talking about Infamous and Leverage. Arsenal should be interesting because I wonder if Kyle's going to be more the player only or try to add with coaching. I think if he's a player only, it will be better for him and the team, not just so he worries about himself.
I don't think that's his role.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point.
Well,
no, he may very well be onto something. Continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously they played, they sort of played better because they played really well against us, and then they played awful against Sea Dogs. I was like, that team didn't play us. Like, I was really surprised I was like, what the heck happened? Like, I looked at the score and I was like, what? Yeah. So that just threw me all off. Like I don't know what happened in between those days. That was ours. So, Dynasty, I think you're right, Ryan, but Arturo's been like on an upswing since World Cup a couple years ago. Like he's just played fantastic. And he's been playing more because like this year he's been playing with Scalp and he played a little last year. So I think those tournaments help a lot and add your consistency level. So even if you're having a down day, your level is still higher. And Harrison is exactly the same way. And Joe was playing over there too. So I think that really helps. Like all of those things help. And Kyle. Well, he coached, but he played in the USA. But I think the best practices ever are ones when you can play with out of your normal situation and it rounds you out better. So, I think they're in a good spot too. I'm not going to bet Junior anymore because I lost a lot of money to Junior this year. So
those are funny stories. Those really are funny stories. When he comes back and tells me those,
he's like, well, when are you gonna do you have it on you? I was like, no, I don't have it on me. Like, I mean, come on. And he's like, you think I'm not gonna pay? He's like, maybe. I was like, Jesus.
That's the English in him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, So I mean, those are my thoughts, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys have really fleshed this out very well. I'm not sure there's much more I could add. Leverage 20th in the series, won their first match for the season this past event, beating Uprising, but still went 1-3. They scored 1 point in AC. It doesn't look good for the boys from Jersey, but that may be an advantage. There may be an advantage to that, right? They have nothing to lose and everything to gain. They've got their full crew back. They're at full strength. If a team looks past them, Leverage can bite you. They will. And but we'll see. We'll see what we get. I don't know. It could go either way. Infamous. Yeah, that's another crazy. This is a talented team from top to bottom that struggles with execution and consistency as well. I know they always play Dynasty well, so they are certainly on my radar. I don't look past any team in this league, but Infamous is especially on my radar now. We've pulled them this season because I think they beat Dynasty in the prelims each time they played them last year. I could be wrong, but Arsenal, 9th in the series. You guys are absolutely right. Another cerebral team that just got more cerebral with Kyle. Now, the question because does that trip them up maybe? Right, to what Kevin was kind of saying, right? Is he going to be part of that coaching staff as well as playing, or is he just going to focus on his playing? What does that do for the team? Consistency remains an issue, but I think it's coming. It's the 4th event. We always talk about that. And I think they're always dangerous. They're always going to be dangerous. They've got a great roster. Tom Four is building this team to be a force. So Damage. Hey, you guys are 6th in the series, Kevin. You've taken the lead in the arms race this season. Talk about a deep roster. You haven't had the finishes most of us expected you to have this season, but they're coming. So it's coming. Again, like the Russians, this layout, I feel, in conjunction with your roster and your depth, they will most certainly be one of the teams to beat. So, but I couldn't agree with you guys more. Any opportunity I get to be prideful and proud of my guys, Arturo. I think Arturo is becoming elite. Harry is well on his way. Matter of fact, and I did want to say something real quick, and maybe I'll get admonished for this, but Ryan Greenspan did mean to reach out to you, Mr. Gray. He says, hey, I forgot to tell him, but please tell him he did such an excellent job coaching the veterans. He goes, he was awesome. So he wanted me to share that with you. I'm sharing it on the show. So now you're hearing it in front of everybody. But Ryan Greenspan wanted me to share that message.
I appreciate that. I wish we would have won.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, I've been around Ryan for almost a year now, and he continues to just impress me. And not just with his playing, with other things. Right? He's just a very impressive character. All the guys, I'm getting performance out of everybody. At this last practice, and Blake, Yosh, Kyle, Joe, Danny, everybody has just been doing really, really well, and I'm really proud of them, and I'm looking forward to see how they execute at this event. So,
yeah. Real quick, Shane, before we get yours, I just want to make sure. So Tampa is actually 8th, not 6th. Yeah. And then also what I was talking about Arturo is less about the things that Arturo has been doing on the field and more about the way Arturo is carrying himself.
Oh, he is humble.
And he's becoming a leader, right? Getting to see him over in Europe with Scout.
Yeah. And Mexico.
In Mexico, absolutely.
He has the entire Scout team around him there, and he's really driving the conversation. Which I think absolutely, as to SK's point, drives what's happening on the field, right? That confidence level goes up another level because you understand everything that's happening on the field because you've driven the conversation in the meeting, right? That's more to the stuff I'm talking about, is less about the things that he's kind of doing on the field, and more about the things that are happening off the field that you can see translating onto the field. Just has a much stronger understanding.
He's doing it with Dynasty too.
Yeah. Shane, you got some thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think that the leverage team, they'll start at the bottom. They get a win. Good for them. I mean, we watched the first couple events. You're like, ooh, this could be a rough year for them. Let's see how they, how they come into this event. You say they got their full roster now. So, like you said, they have nothing to lose other than their pro spot. So I mean, this is a big event for them. They really need to, and it's every team's rough, which is we talk about that. Infamous kind of reminds me like Diesel. You just don't. They're so sporadic. You watch them play, and you're like, which team is this? They make mistakes when normally they don't make those mistakes, and then they're a really good team and they're a stacked roster. I don't understand. What's going on, why the results aren't turning out like what we all expect them to be doing. But they're I think there's one of those teams that are a tough out, just like Diesel is. You never know what you're going to get, and you better bring your A game or they're going to smack you. I kind of feel like Arsenal's like us, right in that middle of the pack, and this is a big event for them. Which way do they go? Do they take the next step and move forward, or do they meander like we kind of both have been this season, or do they take a step back? And in this bracket, it's going to be tough on them. So we'll see how they go. We were fortunate, and most of the people in the pro circuit know that Damage really hasn't played a practice a pro team in a long time on a layout weekend. And when they made the call to us, before the draw, I was like, yeah, done deal. When they call, you come, because Damage is Damage. That team's legit, man. And they're stacked. It was a great weekend. We had zero drama, a lot of hard work, and they're Damage. They're a team that could beat anybody at any given day, and I definitely expect to see them playing on Sunday. And it was a great time, and they were a great host. Dynasty, what more can you say? I think that adding Bianca is giving them, a different look in the coaching style, but also it's the same team because you have that core veteran leadership, and you guys hit it, not just on Arturo. The team seems like it's playing confident as a whole, and I think that they're, your guys are legit, they're dynasty and, they can win any event that they play. So it's, so like we're going back to revert back to leverage. They better bring it, or they're going to have a rough weekend. They better bring, and really put themselves behind the 8 ball. So I kind of what I see out of it. I think it's pretty a standard bracket, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see what Arsenal does with you guys. I think that's a big question mark there.
Yeah.
Which way do they go?
Which way they go?
Yeah, which way do they go? That's what I got. Pretty simple.
All right, Shane, you're up,
right
sir.
Back up. Right
Bracket
back
D.
up. Yeah, here we go. Okay, well, we'll start with Impact.
Ooh, he's gonna go top down.
Yeah, I'm going top down. Why not? Let's
what
rip it with
move.
Impact. Yeah, yeah, why not? Yeah, you know what? I can't be like you guys. I mean, yeah.
Come on, SA, help me on this.
Impact, they're relentless this year. They really are. They've been a great team, and we played them the last event and lost to 1-0. And that was kind of the way the field was playing, and just kind of the way the game plan. It was like both teams realized, oh shit, we might have a 12-minute point here, and it's like this point really matters. It turned into a really long double overtime point, and they beat us 1-0. But they come out 4-0 out of that bracket, and they go into Sunday and they look like they could win the event, and then they ran into the buzzsaw known as Legion, and I was really surprised to see that score. They just. That's on that layout. That's impressive, and then obviously that's why they won the event. But I think that they can beat anybody. I think they still sticking to their plan, running 2 lines for the most part, and they're stacked. They can beat any team out there, and it would not surprise me they came out of this bracket 4-0 again. The Tauntauns, it's been kind of been fun. They started off a little rocky, we all kind of said that, and then even that the one event where they made the run, they were kind of like, you saw them on Friday, you're like, ooh, they don't look good, and then I don't know what it is, they flipped that switch, and now they're legit, and I felt that them and Legion were the two teams that played that last event the field differently than everybody else, and they end up in the finals. They were playing it really aggressive and attacking and playing their style, and they look good. They look really good. And that, you said the Damage Dynasty. I think that Impact Tauntaun match could be, the match of the prelims. That's a heavyweight battle right there. Two powerhouses. Shock's been kind of like us too. We're all in that in the middle, and which team's going to show up. They've had some rough events, and then they actually went on a little run this last event, made Sunday, but they were 2-2. It's kind of that parity, or that there's a bunch of teams in the middle. We're all kind of right in that mix, and it's like, who's going to step up and take the next step to that next level, like what Shock did last year, and they kind of took a step back, and now this last event they played well, and they made it in. Well, Friday it was a little rocky, but then Saturday they stepped it up and they played well, and then they won a game on Sunday, and then what I think they ended up 7th or 8th place on Sunday. So but it's still they're a team that can beat anybody out there. So we'll see what they bring to the table for this event. Sea Dogs, hey, they made it to Sunday, and they were kind of in trouble, and I really like those guys, man. They're good dudes, and they play the game, and they have fun out there, and they're attacking, and they're gritty. They're a gritty team. So, they're going to be a tough out no matter who they play. And then Extreme. I really like those guys, but man, they just seem discombobulated at times. They can be really putting it on a team, and you see them, they're up a ton of points, and the next thing you know, they lose the match. You're like, what happened? Is it just penalties or not playing together as a unit, or what's going on with them this year? I don't know. It's a strange situation with them, and I really hope they don't start looking at themselves, in the mirror going into World Cup, possibly getting relegated again. That name get relegated again. They need to really step it up at this event. So. Hopefully they can. I think that, like I said, Impact Tauntauns are obviously the two teams that beat in this bracket the way they've been playing, and all the other teams, they got to, step up and try to beat one of those top dogs. So that's where I see the bracket. Pretty simple, actually, I feel.
Hey, SK, when you're not talking, can you be on mute with the noise behind you? Thank you, buddy. It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. Mike, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll do the dork thing and start with Impact.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
4th in the series. I know they practiced X Factor and Arsenal, so they obviously got some really great looks. And with the brain trust over there, that's going to be powerful. So you can't. That's a dangerous team right there. I'll leave it at that. Tauntauns. 5th in the series. Did I get that one right? I'm pretty sure they're 5th in the series. I got to scrimmage these guys. They are still looking really good. If you don't do something about Fedorov and Axel, and well, heck, all of them really, but Fedorov and Axel specifically, they're going to make you pay on this layout 100%. Aftershock, 12th in the series. I think this could be a good event for Shock. I mean, they have the personnel to do really well on this layout, in my opinion. So I think Aftershock could be that kind of spoiler in this one. Sea Dogs, 15th in the series. I love this team's story. I like these guys. We all do. I think they have surprised some people this season. Like I said, it's a good story. Their chaotic approach will certainly be dangerous on this layout. And Extreme, what can we say here? 19th in the series. They won their first match of the season, this last event against Diesel, but still went 1-3 for the rest of the event. improving their 2 19th place finishes to a 17th. They're bringing 11 to this event, I believe. So we'll see what it gets them. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm with Shane. It's like 1 minute you'll see them execute a really good play and game plan, and then the next point you don't recognize them. And is it penalties? Maybe it could be penalties, or it could just be I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but that's my take on this bracket.
Yeah, I'll start at the bottom with NYX just to reiterate everything you guys have said. They're just they just don't seem like they're playing together at all. Love the Sea Dog story. Hope they continue to do well. I do think this is an interesting layout for them because they do like to attack. The last event they played that really, really slow game. Which I think maybe they're doing the Hurricanes methodology from their first year in pro. Let's slow things down so we can process and then we'll go attack. But, Campbell likes to go. Rizzardo likes to go. I think this could be an interesting layout for them. I agree with Shane on Chicago Aftershock. I really like them on this layout. I think this is the combination of LJ and Ryan, I think, is going to be really good if they can figure out how to not get penalties and stay alive in the clutch moments. I think both of them are going to have a big event. Tauntauns are just absolutely nasty. They're so good. So good. So good. And it's not like, Fedorov's playing the way we expect Fedorov to be playing, but then the reality of the whole top down, they're coached incredibly well. You have Colombo, who's got just a wealth of knowledge, great leader. And then the talent around them with, Marky Francis played really well. Hugo, right? They've just, they've really come together, that first event stumble and then kind of, hit the gas. And it's been all gas, no brakes for them. And I love the way that they're playing layouts. And to touch on kind of what Shane said, I've come to this, now being with Red Legion for a little while, teams make a decision to play a layout slow. The layout isn't slow. Teams make a decision to play it slow. All layouts can be played from an attack perspective. You make a decision to play it slow or play it fast. And some teams, usually the same teams, decide they're going to play it slow. Impact kind of being one of them. And I think Impact will play this layout very, very slow. I think there'll be a lot of crossing up from the cans. I think there'll be, the Dorito guy cross. I think you'll see the Snake guys crossed and then everybody else kind of on the protect. So it's unfortunate because I do think they have they just got Mike Zupa back, who's another great attacker. I think if they let the reins off a little bit, Impact could be way more dangerous. At this point, though, I'm really happy they're playing the tempo that they're playing because I think if they let it go, they could be the best team in the league. Yeah. That's my view on that bracket. SK?
I just have like two things to add. I think like Tauntauns are like the biggest disruption of any team in the league this year. It's not close.
Totally.
Like
yes.
No one would have guessed that they got second and almost won one event. Like actually, could have won two events. Yeah. No one would have ever guessed that. So as far as like disrupting all the brackets, all the Sunday teams, I think they have done after the first event, I'm like, this team's terrible. What? And then they changed dramatically after that. And then the other one is like Sea Dogs. I really think they're headed in the right direction. And they also played with Canada. Basically, a bunch of them played with Canada, along with Tom and Cody. So I just think that confidence builder plus Cincinnati's, Sunday, I think those two things, those generally go hand in hand, and then they add on top of each other, is my opinion. But the rest of them, I agree with everybody else.
Excellent. I like the disruptor. I love that title. That's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Well said.
Boys, you ready to pick them?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm winning this thing, right? I'm in the lead.
Actually,
Shane.
I think Shane and Ryan and SK are tied. I'm behind them by one.
I'm 23. Shane's 22. You're 21. Shane's 19.
19.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. So I still am up 1. SK and I have tied the last 2 events, and then I got 1 on him on the first event.
That's right.
Okay.
So, yeah, you should be 2 back from us, but you got the semi-pro pick last time.
That's
but you're
right.
picking last this time.
That's fine, but I will tell you this: my wild cards are going to make the deciding factor. So.
I'll probably.
All right, you guys remember the order?
You said it was me first, right, Ryan?
Yeah, you get to pick first.
Okay, all of them? Is that what?
Yep.
And then we do semi-pro last? Okay.
Yep.
So bracket A, I'll pick Fit and X Factor. Bracket B, I will pick Legion and Ironmen.
Okay.
C, I will pick Dynasty and Damage.
Okay.
D, I will pick Impact and Tauntauns.
Okay.
And my wild cards will be Arsenal and Sea Dogs.
Hey.
Wow.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
All right. Let's see here. Where did I put them? They're probably going to be very similar to everybody else. So bracket A, I'm picking Fit and X Factor. And I'll go ahead and put this on record now. I'm putting Canes as a wild card out of this one. For bracket B, I'm going to take Legion and Heat.
Okay.
Bracket C, Dynasty and Damage. I am going to put Arsenal as my wild card coming out of this one. And then for bracket D, I'm going to have to pick Impact and Tauntauns.
All right. Next, I'm going to take Fit, X Factor, Legion, Heat, Dynasty, Damage, Impact, FSU, and then I'm taking Hurricanes and the Ironmen. Shane.
Go, buddy. Yep. Okay. I'll go Fit, X Factor, us and Legion, Dynasty, Damage, and Impact Tauntauns. And I am going to go... I got to go different than you guys. I'm going to go Heat. And...
Well, now you're the same as me.
Yeah, I know. I know. Shit, I know. And I'm going to go Aftershock.
I knew you were going to. That's not a bad pick.
I went back and forth with Aftershock.
I was trying to decide between Aftershock and Arsenal, and I ended up on Arsenal because they've done me well in the last couple of times.
All right, so we do have 4 completely different wildcard teams.
Mm-hmm.
We're all the same except for Sea Dogs, Arsenal, Ironmen, Shock. So somebody's going to win by 1.
Yep.
I do like that.
Yeah,
all right, here's the other one.
I got to win this semi-pro thing. Come on now.
Yeah, pick your semi-pro.
Oh, I get to pick first?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take BR because Mikey went fishing with me 2 weekends ago. He caught his first bluefin, so he's my boy.
Taking the team that I've been.
Hey, I know friends in this. Come on now. Yeah, no, I'm taking BR this time. Let's rip,
Mike.
Yeah, I thought I picked last on this one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
who's second? Oh no, sorry. SK's first. Shane, my bad.
Damn it!
What?
Hey,
that doesn't matter. No, he's gonna pick
Wrecking Crew. He's gonna pick Wrecking Crew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Crew. All right. I'm gonna take Distortion. Mike.
I'm gonna take Collision.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's a really good pick.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
This could almost be enough for Shane to get back in the competition.
It could be.
No,
it could be.
I'm horrible at this.
Oh,
We should do an extra one for the 3-man.
Oh, you want to?
Ooh.
It's the only way I'm going to get back in this race.
Let's do it. 3-man winner.
Ooh, see,
All right, Shane, who do you got?
I'm taking the Ironmen. Of course, I'm taking the Ironmen. Come on.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's second?
Aren't you second?
SK.
SK?
Well, I guess. I mean,
you better pick damage.
Yeah. This doesn't work, right? I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
yeah, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. I gotta take my team. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah.
Or we don't take our teams.
But I think that's a good tiebreaker. I think that's a good tiebreaker. Or an extra point.
Yes, I need all the points I can get.
Crew. I took distortion. Mike took collision. Shane took beverage. All right. Is there another tiebreaker you guys want to do?
No.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No, not that.
We still haven't even paid off last year's.
I know.
That is not our fault.
No,
it's on mine.
I sent extra dates and I never got responses.
You sent extra dates in the only break we have the entire year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time I had a break.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys get a break?
Yeah, I got literally 2 weeks off that I wasn't in Tampa training, for and I went on vacation.
390 days.
I went for 11 days.
It's SK and I almost flew out and just went to the Seagull with SK.
You could. Oh yes. Yeah. Actually, he was very excited about because he's on the podium. So for Europe, so he was impressed with that. So. I got some free beers.
Oh, there you go. That's a win.
All right.
I love it.
I think that's it, boys.
Yeah. I think we are. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention before we go, and that is, and maybe it comes as a surprise, maybe it doesn't, but don't forget to sign up for the coaches clinic. It's in the description. So we'll be there from 10 to noon on Thursday. We need to hit a certain number, correct, Ryan, in order to proceed, or yay or nay? Or
No, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it no matter what.
Don't forget to sign up for the coaches clinic.
I think we're.
And who knows? Maybe SK and Shane will stop by.
I will
and bring some extra.
Is it during 3-man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe. Just depend. I don't know what the schedule is.
I think
I'm not. Yeah, like I'll go over when we're done.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've got I think Dynasty's first match is at 9, and since it's 3-man, it goes pretty quick. I'll probably be able to be there for the first one and then run over to the coaches.
We have 3 coaches.
So.
Yeah. No, like we have 3 coaches. They don't need me for 3.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah. They don't need me for 3.
I'll just let my guys do it, and we'll see how badly that works out. Yeah.
Don't leave them alone with Pack. Don't leave
you
them
gotta
alone
be
with
careful,
Pack.
so you get fired. No, like just if they do better, they win the thing.
Yeah, they'll win and have a nice day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but then that puts you in now you're in the run-in for the coaches bets.
So this is what I told my team because Chris and I were both on breakout, and I was like, it's not me, and Chris, it's you guys. We've proven that. So
they played great. Hey, your whole group played great.
I know.
Yeah. They played awesome. Like Chris played really well out of that weird position he was playing.
Well,
they played great. Really good. Axel played really good. Like they all played really good.
Yeah. So surprisingly, 2 of the guys played on the French team in the finals against the US, which probably says something.
Yeah, Dada played amazing.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah.
So good. Clutch in big moments for sure. I was excited for him. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I think you and I've talked about him for the last 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a good player. Fun guy to have around too. So we'll see you guys at Aubrey Park in Garland, Texas. Very, very soon. If you see any of us walking around, please stop, say hello, make sure and introduce yourself. We love talking to you. if I have my hood up and my hat down, don't stop me. I'm on a mission. Otherwise, love to talk to you. Yeah, Joey, see you in the VIP. My wife is coming, so I'm really excited about that. Because I want to introduce her to all you nerds. I mean, all you nerds in the
dork.
I know.
Wait, which is
okay.
Which, on the level of dorks, nerds, where are we here?
I mean, we literally shoot gelatin bath beads at each other at 200 miles an hour. That's our form of entertainment, right? Like, we're all dorks.
Yeah.
We're dorks.
100%.
Yeah, it's first shooter in real life that you wipe off, right? We're dorks.
Valid.
It's
we're
LARPing.
We're cool dorks.
I guess.
Keep telling yourself that.
High speed, low drag dorks.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly, Chris. That's what I'm saying. We're LARPing, right? We're LARPing. So this episode has been brought to you by Max Sportswear and BKI, the best knowledge in paintball. Thank you to Coach Kevin S.K. Bredthauer and Coach Shane Pestana for joining us tonight. Thank you to Major League Paintball Plus, Tom Cole, Kevin Fillers, and Darren Cessna. For Mike Bianca, Shane Pestana, and SK, I'm Ryan. Be responsible.